First things first. Those of you guys that are on here clipping and sending stuff, please just have the guy watch it for me. Okay? We'll get that out of the way. Or send it and clip it and send it. I don't give a shit. It's live. It's public. I don't care. I say what I say and I stand behind it. The stuff you're clipping and sending to people, I've talked to most of them, and the others haven't said anything to me about it, or it didn't come up in conversation. So if you guys can't handle the topics of the conversations that happen here, this is real, raw. If that's too much for you, then don't just jump on here to start bullshit with somebody else. Then I get called like I'm the drama queen. The reality of it is the guys clipping it and sending it to other people are the problems. Okay? So if that's your cup of tea, hang out, but come to my track and talk to me about it this summer, and we'll have a discussion in the alley. All right. Other than that, yes, got all moved and unpacked already. Damn. Efficiency, Andrew. Guys, we have the videos up, and Andrew's on here is why I'm going to talk about it right now. Custom buildings and more. That's Andrew Baker's business. If you guys have not watched the videos, please do. The videos that are out talking about the series this year. The last video before last, we talked to the joiner about the king has him come and talks to him about building thrones. Guys, we are building thrones. Andrew Baker has stepped up and said he will do 4 thrones for us. 4 thrones, guys. We're not talking 1/10 scale thrones. You are going to have a throne in your hobby room. A throne you can sit in. Okay? That's what we're giving away for trophies this year for the series. You've got to race all 5. But you are getting thrones. Sit in, chairs, thrones for that. Okay? Not small ones. Real thrones. What's up, Monsterman? If anyone is going to the duels, they are going to run buggy street stock with a 10.5 or 17.5 hobby wing ESC combo with a DE Phenoms. It's not an advertised class, but a local racer got the approval to get the class included. Well, there you go. Buggy street stock, get it done. Kevin, I missed your comment up here until, as you call him, Monster Baiter just jumped in here on the M5. That's Moisture Nuts. Kevin did get to finally meet those guys at PTs this weekend, so that's a good deal. So it was good to hang out and see everybody and get that handled. So yeah, it's good. So yeah. So real thrones. So you guys are getting a chair for the event this year. If that's, just something different, guys. That's why we're doing the whole series like that. And we'll continue it with something else next year if everybody likes it. It won't be another throne next year. It'll be something else with the series. Just trying to think outside the box. Indoor season is slowing down, guys. Well, not really. We got 2 big races left at PTs, right? The Wits race. Let's pull that up real quick just because. This race, the 4 Crowns, it's coming. That's going to be a big one. March 21st. And then King of the Wings is coming. So those are 2 big races coming, 2 PTs. I think that's about the last of them, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I believe that's the last of the big races for this year for them. So that's coming. Let me see here. Let me pull this up real quick. And then I'm going to pull Slideways up real quick too. Just to get dates for you guys because I don't remember them. So Slideways has got the Mouse race, Mouse Memorial race on March 14th. And then Battle for Blakely on April 11th. So 2 big races, guys, that are charity race style. So make sure you guys get there to take care of that. The Slash Bash is coming March 4th, or April 4th. I'm sorry, April 4th. And then you still got a couple of the Crown Jewel races. You got 3 more of those coming down at Slideways. So those of you guys who are in that point series, that's a 9-race point series that those guys put on down there, and have had a great turnout with it. So make sure that if that's what you want to get. Okay, one club and 2 monster races after. Yeah, yep, yeah. PTs is rocking, guys. In all honesty, both, and I'll call it both because it's really what I call indoor dirt here, not high bite. And I have nothing against high bite. We got into high bite conversation last week. I have nothing against it. Just don't get in it real heavy, you know. The loose dirt side of it, the 2 tracks that are running loose dirt side of it right now are busy in Illinois, which hopefully transfers over to the 6 or 8, 10 tracks that are here in Illinois to help keep that rolling this summer. So, Kevin said, in fairness, 1 club race, 1 inaugural 4 crowns, finger crossed is big, and the King of the Wings, which is always huge. Yes, agreed. Yep, yeah. All I can say about it, guys, is Wits puts out a lot of stuff for us. Wits helps us as much as they can help us, so I would recommend or hope that people would help support them with the 4 Crowns race and the series coming this summer. I think it's going to be huge with this winding down and getting ready to get into outdoor season. I think Brad probably kicks it off with this semi-outdoor setup. He'll be able to get out there faster than everybody else. Then I think Farmer comes in later, and then we're not until May. So, yeah, I think that's going to be a big one. Farmer's got a big race starting real early in the year, too. So, outdoor season, guys, is going to be pretty cool this year. I think you guys are going to be able to travel quite a bit because of the fact that a lot of people have, a lot of tracks have got together to make that happen. And whenever that happens, it helps everybody. So, you won't have to change much going track to track this year in Illinois. There's a few that aren't there yet with it, but the reality of it is when we did that, there was 5 tracks. I got a message last week after the show about some tracks didn't know that was going to happen, guys. Here's why we did it here's why I planned it the way I did and reached out to the tracks that I reached out to with the help of Brogan Anderson. I wanted it to start as small as we could and make an impact. So the 5 tracks that are involved, I mean, there's no reason not to. I'm going to call them out because it doesn't really matter. These tracks you're going to be able to go to and race the same rules everywhere you go in these 5 tracks. It's BB Mods, Farmer City, Cedar Bluff, Jake's RC, and here at Kempton Speedway. Those 5 tracks. They're really tight together. That's kind of why it's chosen. Trying to keep the tracks tight together where if I want to go race one weekend somewhere else, it's not a big change to go 2 hours to Cedar and then 2 hours to Cedar and then have to change a bunch of stuff, right? Tires are the only thing. Everybody has their tire rule because a tire rule, in my opinion, a tire rule depends on what track you're at. Jason said, just going with the 13.5 motor, right? LOL. He said, joke, and we were talking about last night. He goes, I know it's all Roar stuff. Yes, we are going Roar on the 13.5 Sprint, 360 Sprint, whatever you guys want to call it. Farmer City's in here, but I believe they are. They'll verify it right now. Brad is for sure. BL2 available. I believe it's going to be open down there, if I remember correctly. Matt Steiger. So I know Brad's running BL2. We're running BL2. 13.5 just stock. So that was our change. Our change was to go to the 13.5 Roar Approved motor for the 360. So that's where we're at. Okay? Yes, I thought it was. Thank you, Matt. I didn't want to speak for you, buddy. Matt says, yes, BL2 is allowed at Farmer City. BL2 is allowed at PTs. BL2 is allowed at Farmer City. BL2 is allowed at, I think, all of them. All 5 of ours, from what I remember. Now, I don't think Cedar had much to say on that because they don't get any. But I think they would fall right in line on it, okay? The short course stuff is not really that big at Cedar, so I don't think they had much to say on it. And they'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's how it went. Every track ought to be allowing BL2S system. Yes, 100%. I believe, here's my belief, I'm running all 3 motors again this year because I know guys bought 13.5s to get out of 12 turns. I'm running one more season at 13.5 just stock, and that'll be gone. You're going to run Traxxas motors only. You're on BL2 or 12 turn. That's the 2. What were you in this weekend, Instrument? Well, you guys are still 12 turns, weren't you? Caden won with the 12 turn, is that correct? Caden stayed clean, I'm sure. That was a wreck fest in the main, I think. But anyway, so that way you guys have 5 tracks or so you can travel to. Now, if it works out very well, maybe we pick up another track in the next season. But here's the thing, guys. Just because those 5 tracks are together does not guarantee you there's no contract signed that anybody from Kempton will go and race at Brad's, BB Mods, or Farmer City, or Cedar, or Jake's. There's nothing saying we're going to bring people with us to go. It's just the hope that interference of changing a bunch of shit were there. If they sort out the power plant for the / street stock class, it'll help. Yeah, I think, and I'm not bagging, I'm just saying, I know what we did here, and when we allow multiple power plants, and I'm telling you right now, if you're not running a BL2, you probably need to run a BL2. My opinion of it is that's where it's going to be. You run the BL2. Brad ran the 12 turn, and I think that really is what hurt the class down there. Brad's decision not to run a 13.5 just stock, I understand it. He didn't want that. He didn't think that was a good fit for that car. He didn't run it. That's his own deal, but I think that's what hurt the class at his track. But I think with this coming back around, I think we'll be okay. Speaking of it, while we're there, and we got some slash guys in here, and we got one aspiring. Caden, Wirtz, Van Ice, and myself, I know we're all running 12 turns. Van Ice, was you running a 12 turn? I think Van Ice is on a BL2. There's a few guys in here that are slash guys. And then there's a few guys in here that, at least one I know that's an aspiring slash driver. Yeah, Jason said he's BL2. Yeah, that's what I thought. So those of you that are aspiring to be a slash driver, here's what I'm going to say about that class. It's competitive, but it's a lot of fun. That's one class that I think it's 29 for Steve, LOL. Yeah. That class is a ton of fun. And it should continue to be that way. I thought I was seeing the 12 turn years. Yeah. Nope. Yeah, I thought he was on BL2. Stupid. So that class is a ton of fun. And I walked by the driver's stand, and Ryan was getting ready to race, and I think I was packing up to leave or getting close, and he goes, "Man, I missed that." And what he's talking about is the echoing sounds of the bathtubs that are flipped upside down on them cars, vibrating and going off like a gong. So that's the best part about it. You know what I mean? And you can do that. He was breaking his cousin's hub carriers as well. Yeah, that was interesting, but definitely something that I think everybody should run that class, honestly. I think there should be a ton of people. Man, they're so cheap. You can buy them for next to nothing. If you come out here, we're going to have a couple of them to run. If you want to run one of them, we'll have all BL2s in them. Throw your controller in it, and it's yours for the night. Kind of like I do the mini mods. Because it's fun. It was nice to hear those sounds and the guys laughing on the driver's stand. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much Andrew Van Ice was laughing about Caden put it in his door. But man, they pull right out, no problems, very few breakage. You know what I mean? Scuba said he jumped his over pit wall. I don't know, but did it break, Scuba, or did you make the landing and keep going? So that's the fun thing about those cars, man. They are just so much fun. We will run a 2-seater class in that this year for a couple of races just to play with them. And so grab your buddy. We will have 1 or 2 house cars, 2-seater that night, and we'll go. Land and go. Yeah, I figured that. Hell yeah, Scuba. The 2-seater cars, we will have a few of those for house also. Probably not as many regular slash house cars that night, but we will have a couple, one at least, 2-seater for somebody to run. So get your buddy to come out when we do the 2-seater race and do that, because it's been done at a lot of tracks, guys. I'm not making up anything new. So face high and Joe said it was nearly face high and awesome. Well, damn, I thought I missed that. What do you got, baby? I'll eat that.
I'm gonna punch you in the face if you don't eat that other stuff.
Sorry, guys, I gotta eat. Mama's mad. I'm in here, not eating. Jason says I'm gonna weld some door bars in the car for the next race. Andrew got caved in twice last night. Oh, I didn't see the second one. I didn't see the one where he got hit pretty hard in the door, and I think Caden was all the way in him. So, but that was cool. But you know, like that class is a class that I think everybody should try to run. Even if you're good, even if you're at the top. I'm not saying the word tonight, Scuba. Even if you're at the top, the upper level of this hobby, make sure that you think about it. You know what I mean? Like, just think if you had 2 cars that you had to really bust your ass on and maintenance them, and then you had 1 car that you just threw out there and had a good time. Munchman says Steve was making a new Dukes of Hazzard movie. Yeah. I wish I would have seen it. Somebody's got to have it on video somewhere. Honest test session for that. B-Main Andrew almost won. He was a 76.28 just to see if that motor would hold it. Yeah, there you go. Dude, I'm telling you, that BL2 is a game changer. And if you're in the slash class and you get beat by a guy that's way up there, who cares? Sorry. Who cares? Just go do it and have fun. Scuba and Moisture Nuts are, say it with me. No, that ain't even the right one. There's another one called out last night that I said too much, so it's over. Not that one, Scuba. What did you say last night? Joe Payne knows. Joe Payne knows the word. So, yeah. But that's how it is. But yeah, so if you're in a slash class and you get up there and you start seeing these guys, these hiring guys. So if you see the mod guys get in there you go, Joe, and you can play it. You know, you can work off of that, and you get beat by a guy like that. Who cares? The slash class is the funnest class ever. What's up, Kelm? Nice to be back again. 2 weeks in a row. You know what? You're hooked now. You'll be back every week. Listen to this dumbass talk and bullshit about whatever happens and whatever's going on wherever it's happening. We got you hooked now, buddy. You're done. But yeah, so that's the thing. You know what I mean? That's just it. Just enjoy the slash class, guys. Don't get so butthurt about it. I thought real serious about putting my BL2 in my B mod. BL2 is a good motor. I mean, for what it is. Like, it's no high-end stuff, but it's for what you're going to run that deal in. I think it's a great motor for what that's probably a good thing they did that. Munchman said, or was it Fast Guys? No, it's mod. There you go, Joe. There's 2. Joe's got a game going tonight. If you know Joe, you know Joe. Joe's going to handle it for me. No, I'm not that guy, so you're probably on the wrong day to get that deal done. They should change to BL2. For what class, Kellen, what class are you talking about? Class street stock in this area for us up here is mostly now. Sorry, I couldn't think of what I was saying. Oh, BMod, yeah. I don't know, man. The problem with BMod is there's going to be we get on BMod a lot anymore too, and don't use that part of it, Scuba. That don't count, Joe. That doesn't count. That is a class. Short course street stock, yeah. Short course street stock, we're BL2. The problem with BMod, if you did a BMod BL2, quote unquote spec motor, then you got guys with team cars and whatever else that isn't. More comfortable if the ESC was better, or you could run it on a Hobby Wing ESC. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're going to start changing that up. How many guys had the hesitation last night? Scuba, when you were flying through the air, does it hesitate? Yeah, no shit. Yeah, that don't count. That don't count, Joe. We got to talk about it while we still can, though. I seen a post about SC mod the other day, and I don't even want to really talk about it. So, about why it's dying. Yeah, so it didn't hesitate. Yeah, so I don't know what causes that. Some of those, man, you make a big hit with that BL2, and it will hesitate, like almost make you stop, and then it'll give it back to you. So by 10 or 15, yeah, to get a good one. Yeah, we got a guy on here like that. We got a guy on here right now that's got that same addiction. And it happens. I mean, that's how you had to do it, right? No different than what they're doing. No different than what they're doing with the 13.5 jet stocks, right? Guys are buying a ton of them to get the best one. Kevin Smith says, make it great again. Indiana, you Indiana guys, you might make it somewhat great again. There was 30 of them or something down at Comiskey the other day. So maybe there is some in Indiana still, but Illinois is almost checked out. I didn't look at Slideways, but Slideways gets a few, but up here it's kind of checked out. B-mods could be a premium class. I mean, it could be. It could be. Caden and Andrew happened in slow motion in front of me while I was marshaling turn 3. Yeah. Yeah, I seen it coming too. I was like, oh, man. But, man, it stuck him in the door. Holy smokes. They're fading in Iowa fast. I'm telling you, we've talked about it before. Midwest Mod's going to take over it. Midwest Modified is going to be the new SC mod, and I know it's not the same or anything close, and it costs more and blah, 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 but I think that's going to be it. I just buy and break them and break them in. Yeah. Sideways did have a huge B-mod class. Yeah. No premiums. Not premium. Yeah, I know, but to me it's not. And those of you that haven't been around a long time, the whole premiere thing, I said it. I'm gonna say it probably more than once tonight. The whole premiere thing was one night I got on a tirade, and everybody had to text Kevin Smith to figure out what I was talking about being premiere. Let's see what Slideways got. I'm just gonna pull a number up real quick, guys, just because we're here. Entry list. I didn't run them. Did not run them for that one. So. But yeah, so slash racing guys, if you guys get in it, if you got a buddy that's running the higher end stuff, make sure you guys give them a chance. If you have one sitting on the shelf that you don't want to run anymore, man, bring it with you and peer pressure your buddy. Into doing it. Adjusting guys and deciding to take flight literally right into the camera. Yeah, in the little people class. Did you? Did he put that out, Kevin? I haven't seen his stuff yet, so I'd like to see that because I was standing not far from him when that happened. So yeah, last night was wings and wedges, right? Yep. But yeah, man, a lot of people hit turn 1 outside wall. Yeah, it is out. Okay, yeah, hell yeah. Just durability testing, Caden says. Yeah. Well, I mean, it was a durability test. Out of all the 12 turns I've gone through, there have only been about 5 to 10 total that I wouldn't want to run. or sell to someone, and those motors went to the kids in novice and were given away. Yeah, which shared it. Okay, hell yeah, I'll have to check it out. Did the car never drive the same after that, Justin? Or did the car never drive the same period? Driver was dizzy. What's up, Anthony? Arm on the outside wall. Yeah, it was bad, dude. I mean, everybody was hitting that wall. After? Oh, okay. Yeah. I bet it didn't. I bet it never will. Yes, the video's out. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Have they put out the raffle yet? Those of you that don't know, PTs, can't believe it ain't up here. PTs is going to do a raffle on the car they built for the PT's garage, the GFRP car. I don't see they have it yet. They are going to do a raffle on that car. So if you guys want to get in, I don't know what they're doing. I haven't heard. Whatever they end up doing, make sure you guys get in on the raffle for that car. That's the car that Tyler and Jake built, and Atkinson put the body on relatively quickly for the PT's garage. So it's no bullshit. Billy Bob down the street building a car for you. That's a built car. So make sure, and all the videos, I think, or most of the videos are up on PT's now. I don't know how many they have, but there's a bunch of them up from that build. So make sure you go watch that on PT's Facebook page. If you're going to enter a raffle, that's one you want to get in on. Yeah. Dude, I'm telling you, I think it's good. I think it's, and, you know, here's the honest side of it is them guys didn't cut no corners on it. I didn't stay down for the GFRP side because we run Custom Works a lot here. So it's 30th spot. They have it posted, but can message PT's page. They have posted, but you can message PT's page, get a ticket. There you go. $30 a spot. If people get time, they should watch Justin's bodywork video. It'll help everyone. Yes, 100%. So that's what I was going to say. They didn't mess around. Jake and Tyler put some time in to do it, and then Justin got thrown into the mix, and I'm going to shout out to Justin. He could have half-assed that body. Honestly, he could have half-assed that body, threw it on there, and been done. But he didn't. He did it just like he normally was. As a matter of fact, it was slow going, which understandably. Therefore, they end up having him finish it up at the back of the room. But, I mean, he's doing exactly like what he would and showing you how he would if you've never put one on. So, in my opinion, I think all the videos are going to be great, but I think a lot of people don't understand, or maybe they do understand and still just don't know how to do it to put the body on correctly. And I think that'll help you guys a ton. Kevin says, so I'm going to throw out a shameless plug for Chris's video clips at Mid-Pack Mayhem. Yeah, Chris does a great job, and he's always videoing. I would love to do it. My problem is I do videos and then don't cut them. So that's my side of it. You know what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't want to spend the time to do it, but Chris does a hell of a good job at it. So yes. Check his shit out. Go like, share, subscribe, do all that shit for him, and get his stuff to blow up a little bit more. But yeah, that was that build is going to be a good build to buy. If somebody gets it, it's going to be in an area where you can make things happen. Okay. Let's see. Let's do top of the week. I don't have a graphic for it. We're just going to talk about it. We're going old school. No graphics and bullshit tonight. Let's talk about tracks. And I said we were going to do a dirt show. This is not it. This is not the full dirt show, but this is part of what we're going to talk about on a dirt show so you guys can get an idea. I was talking to some guys last night. And we were talking about track prep. PTs, they did end up having a little bit of a dip or a hole come in the back of the track. They did a hell of a job fixing it. By the mains, it was there, but it did not upset the car, in my opinion, did not upset the car like it did early on. Those guys did a great job, you know? That's definitely part of it. Let me grab these comments real quick from the last deal. I saved a couple. Andrew said I saved a couple of videos for the knowledge. Yes, 100%, guys. Go on there, save them, go back, watch them again. Dude, huge. Jason said, I need help with my late model period. The Hartzell experiment is over for me. I can't drive that setup anywhere. Yeah. If you're driving Drake stuff, you're probably, man, he's a one in a million driver for that deal. So good luck, in my opinion. Drake does a hell of a job with it, but I bet his setup is something special. Jake's talking about Justin finding his calling. Yes, he's good at it. Kevin Smith says, and who doesn't enjoy Jake Howard's video too, except for the guy who spins 4 times? You're right. I mean, yeah. Guys, there's tons of videos. There's more of that coming out now. Jake did a series that he did from a few years back, a year and a half back, that he did of his own stuff. He's got it on his Facebook. Here's what I'm going to say to all of that is trying to find the right person, the right help. It's hard if you dabble in a lot. So definitely try to stick with one style or try to get tips from one guy or one group and then see what you can do from there. If you try to get everybody's ideas, you're fucked. Talking about the track last night, which was what we're going to get into, and the tracks in general. I'm not bagging on PTs. They did a hell of a job, honestly. He says, hell, I was trying to traction roll at the end of the night, and track was awesome. Yeah. So it had a dip in the back of the track, guys, and it dried out a little bit in the hole. They put some stuff in it, but they kept on it and kept working it, and it come out of it pretty well, I thought. It didn't upset the car nearly as bad coming out of 2 and on this backstretch. And I don't disagree with character. I really don't. Because at the end of the night, you're going to get character in most tracks. Some of that character is built in, and some of it isn't. And I never thought about this until I believe me and Ryan were talking one day at the track, looking at the track, because I've become more of a dirt guy, and he is a dirt guy. And we were talking about, grooves in the track and what have you. Mine gets a little bit grooved up too, but that's not always a bad thing. So, and we'll talk about that at some point with some of the track prep ideas and thoughts. But guys, we were talking about tracks being able to get practice time in on a real track. And what I mean by a real track is if you're going out there like we do it, and we're guilty, but I say it in the driver's meeting, and I say it over the intercom before. Guys, we're going to open the track at 2 o'clock. We're going to race at 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, depending on what time of year it is and how the sun is outdoors. But the first 2 hours, guys, if you're out there and you're not getting, you're getting laps in and you're making big swings on the change, you're probably making a mistake. Most of us on here probably know that or understand that, but a lot of people, I think there's more than you know, don't. They're out there trying to make big changes to try to get around this track that's not going to be there in the end. You're going to have a whole different track. Normally mine gets pretty wet, and gets, I don't want to say high bite, but it gets compacted very well and gets quite a bit of grip in it. You can run a slick here on some cars. It does take a little bit of work, as some figured out last year, to make that happen. But, by the end of the night, you can be on damn near a slick. So, or a slick, depending on, who you are, what you want. But the question came up is, guys, we want practice time, but we want practice time like in the mains. That's hard. You're going to have to go to a track at night. Like, honestly, here on a Freedom Friday, I can get the track pretty close. If you want to wait, I can get it pretty close to make that happen. You know what I mean? So I can get it packed in, and I can get it pretty damp, but it's going to be 8:30, 9 o'clock before we get there, no matter what we do, just because of water coming up. And most guys understand that. As the night comes up, the water comes up, it cools off, water comes up, and you get more moisture in the track, therefore you get more grip, as long as it doesn't get greasy. With that said, we can do that. But here's the problem. If I go out here on a Thursday night and I said, or a Friday night, hell, I don't care, Friday, Saturday, whatever night we decide to do it, and I say, hey guys, we're going to do open practice Friday night, and we're going to give you a good surface that's moist and has got some grip in it. You know what happens? Nobody shows up. And then I spent a day, and my kids spent a day trying to help get a track where it's going to be right on the money to be very close to what you guys see in the mains. And then nobody shows to run it because whatever reason. It's too far. Something came up. Whatever that is. We can get it close, but it's a lot of work. And practice wouldn't even start till 7 or 8 o'clock. Because there's no reason you're not going to have a good enough surface. You're going to have a main or a B main surface until the water comes up. It's just the way it is. So guys that talk about that, you really need to make sure that you understand how it works, one, and two, in this area, I think most guys want that thing to come in, maybe not high bite, but they want it to become medium with good grip and pretty compacted is how most guys want the track to be in the mains. And with that said, it takes some work to get that done. Ryan says, yes, I did say moist, Munsterman, and you liked it. Ryan says, they gave us a challenge last night. No nail grooves in the corner. We all started pushing because we didn't get free side bite. Made guys wheel more, and there are a lot of talking in the pits trying to figure it out. Yeah, and that's kind of what we were alluding to, guys. Ryan put it out there right there. So if there is where you run an aerator or you run whatever you run, and you put a groove in the track, and you guys see that and think, man, this track's grooved up real bad, say thank you in the corner. Just, if you see that later in the night, or even not early, but say B main on, and second heat into the mains, and you see that groove, them groove lines start coming in, just walk up to the track owner, say thank you, and walk off. It's going to start getting you some bite there, some side bite. I've heard so many people complain about that, not understanding what it's doing for you. So, because it's free grip. Just like Ryan said, it's free, it's there. It'll help you a ton. And that's what he's talking about, the nail grooves, where the aerator goes through. Okay? Bo says same thing here. Same way here. You're talking about it, the water coming up, I'm sure. Thanks, Jade, for the help, suggesting setup help for my new HBS. That helped a ton. Yeah, that's good to go. I mean, like I said, that's the kind of stuff we want to talk about on a dirt show. If you guys have any questions or any thoughts, track owners that are on or here later, if you want to, you don't even have to put out publicly. If you put it out privately to me with questions about something, make sure you send it to me personally, and I'll talk about it I'll try to dig up what I can to help you guys. Those that are building tracks, those that are thinking about building tracks, whatever that looks like. If you need something like that, help like that, let me know. And I'm telling you, there's a lot of dirt guys on here that can help us. Okay, refresh this real quick. But that's the best thing we can do. You know what I mean? Because we want the best tracks we can have, and what works at my track might not work at the next track. We've talked a lot about 5-star. their soil content is totally different than what we have here in Kempton. Kempton's dirt is totally different than what limestone has, which is literally 30 minutes from here. Limestone's dirt was trucked in, different dirt than what I have. Waiting for it to get nice enough to do some videos outdoors. Should make for a good podcast. Yeah, I think it will, Ryan. I think it'll be somewhat educational. Ryan does it for a living. I just do it because I figured out how to make things happen without a lot of equipment. You know what I mean? Like, my track is built with minimal equipment. Which is, well, BBQ helped me build it, but once I got it built, maintaining it, is very minimal. Brett will come down and if I'm adding dirt or something, help me with that so I don't have to carry it with buckets. But other than that, I do all my stuff with riding lawnmowers and pull behind equipment. So, and it works out. I mean, it works. I mean, the track's fairly good most nights. So let me ask you this. As a group here, there's 25 of us or 30 of us on here, some hiding in the background. Jump out there. And I want to ask this. Do you guys want that thing smooth, slick? Or do you want to, or do you like the character more? Do you like a little groove? Do you like a little something comes up? Not that we can make that happen, but what I'm saying is, well, you can kind of, but we don't want to. What do you guys prefer? Smooth as silk, flat, or do you like a little character here and there? Matt says, "Oh, you can do it from tear down to complete rebuild." Yeah. Ryan can make shit happen, guaranteed. Munchman says another thing that makes limestone indoor track different from a lot of others is the track is sitting on Mother Earth versus concrete. 5 stars, same way, Brian. Matt says character. Chase says character. I agree. And I think Brian says we got 3 tracks that are going to get changed or updated. We're going to cover all of that and some videos of what people use on established tracks. Yeah, hell yeah. I like character. We're all characters in here anyway. Yep. Yeah, Ryan, that's going to be cool to see. Hell yeah, let's go. That's going to be fun. So I think tracks, if you don't groom in the middle, I think most tracks will get character. Dank says character. I think if you don't groom in the middle, I think you're going to get character no matter what, right? I mean, most tracks are not going to be so packed in that they are going to not come apart in places. I know we fight a couple of little dips in ours that are there. I mean, in my ignorance, I did not put a drain tile in my track. You guys got to remember, when I built this thing, I didn't have any clue what I was doing, and I really didn't know what I was going to do with it. It was just a plaything. Well, it got to where, we had a koi pond out there when it rained. So we cut a ditch and put a piece of pipe in. And when we did, it left a bump. And Brett told me it was going to leave a bump. And I told him I was going to fucking make it not leave a bump. And he said it's going to leave a bump. And he's a road commissioner. And he said, when I do a culvert across the road, do you think I want it to have a bump? It's going to have a bump. And as Munchman says, the infamous bump. What's up, Alyssa? Brian said it was character. Yeah, it was, and it was cool. I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed trying to get the damn thing out. But I'm kind of weird like that. Like I don't want an obvious bump. But Brett helped race and helped with Torrance car for a long time, the 116 car out of Fairbury. And out of Colum, but raced in Fairbury a bunch and Farmer. And he said the same thing. He goes, every track has character. If you're in a big car, something happens, the track's going to get character from it. So don't sweat that. And I'm like, I know, but damn, I want it as smooth as I can get it to start, because as we rip through it, it's going to build character. And it does. we've kind of fixed the bump in 3. There's a little bit in 1. But if there's something obvious that I need to fix, I mean, I fix it as best I can, like everybody, to give the best racing surface we can. By the end of the night, you're going to chunk out some spots, and it's going to get rough in the corners and that kind of stuff. It's something you learn. And as a new track owner, to some of the guys that maybe have never done it or not done it a lot, don't get all bent out of shape about it. Relax and put on the best show you can with what you have. And Jake's was a perfect opportunity last year. We went out there and watched one of his races to help support him and check it out. And round 1, there was a groove in the bottom. Like, you could not run the bottom. He went in, tractors quickly pulled him, drug it down from the top, rolled it in, back in with the golf cart and off. And by the mains, it was raceable, you know? So air-conditioned pit area would be nice. Yeah. Indoor racing. So that's part of it. I heard Leisure High Road has that, Munsterman. High Road had indoor. High Road had air-conditioned pitting area. I don't know what it cost to get in there. I didn't go, but I mean, I was there, but there was guys in the air-conditioned garage when we were there. So maybe you can get that done. 28-foot parking slab for the Ironman. Yeah, no. Yeah, there'll be an alley there, Jason, just like last year. So yeah, that's part of it. I don't know. That's something that I just thought about the other day. I thought, man, there's so many guys. There's tracks getting built. I heard of another one last night. I've been following the Snake River guys. Them guys don't marshal. No, because they never know what's going on because they're they're in an air-conditioned building. Jason may have just broke the internet. Yeah, I don't know. How long is a school bus? I want to build a school bus to go RC racing in. Then I don't even have to pull a trailer. Just pull up in a school bus. Do you imagine a dozen fucking guys from Illinois showing up in Indiana, Missouri, Iowa, Wisconsin, Oklahoma, Texas? Yeah, right. Good luck with that. You might get a little bit more out back there this year because I got to buy another semi-load of grindings. When the other shop comes down, I'm gonna put grindings in, so there might be some left over for the alley for you. But yeah, I follow all these new tracks getting started, and I just think I actually messaged the what is it, Rattlesnake, whatever, out in Idaho. I don't even remember the name of it. I messaged them, and Herzog, James Herzog's his name, and I messaged him and said, hey, bro, make sure you get your tile in as soon as you can so you can start getting that thing, to settle in. So you're going to have to put a outdoor loading dock soon for Jason so he can unload all of his classes. Yeah, Jason starts showing up in a stacker. We're in trouble. But, yep, so just a thought, guys. And those of you that don't build a track and you're at the track, just think about it. Remember how much work guys put into tracks. And we did a short video on the rock collector that came up, Munsterman and Scuba came up with at Limestone. And then Anthony, you guys might know him as, you probably all know him as Anthony now. Anthony built us one last year or 2 years ago. I've got to do some work on it this year. We tore we just wore the cutting edge off of it. So I have a video out on my page about that. I might reshare it up to the top again so guys can see it coming into this outdoor season. It just helps get the rocks out of the track. 99% of these tracks are going to have rocks in them unless they're buying dirt, pre-sifted and what have you. Most places are going to have some rocks in them. I don't know if Brad bought dirt, but I know PT's buys their dirt, obviously. So, and Limestone, they're indoor, they did, of course. But loading dock to load my thrones. Oh yeah, no shit. Munchman said you better bring a U-Haul for that night. Well, there it is. There's the challenge right there. It sounds like Munchman's already gave Jason the 4 thrones, so somebody better come in and take care of that problem. Knock Jason down to not getting any thrones. Let's see how that challenge works. Come out and dethrone Jason Van Ice. He'll be here every weekend for those races. So, and guys, don't think the fact that you might not have a vehicle, I will deliver the thrones. I will get them to you. Do not worry about that. Andrew asked me if they need to be collapsible, and I said no. Make them where they're sturdy. I don't want them all rickety. You know, not that he would, but if you don't wedge one correctly, whenever he makes them come apart, then they'll get movement. So, and with that said, I said no, make them all one piece, and I'll deliver them to your house if that's what needs to happen. Bo says I might need to get the street stock out. Come on with it. Munchman said, just remember in Illinois, only doubles. You can't pull triples. Yeah, no shit. But that's all part of the fun, man. I think Jason took home 2 last year, right? Albie took home 1. Jeremy Morris took home 1. Is that right? I think we did 5 last year, though. Mini mod. Jason took home 2 or 3. I don't remember. But anyway. And if you guys notice, they're all fendered cars because we're doing the full fender 55. On that race, 3. Okay, yeah. So you took 3. Jason, or Albie took 1, and Morris took 1. Yeah, no shit. Ryan says, if you see a smart car with a throne on top of it, you know that the season's already over. Yeah, no shit. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and I tell you what, guys, if you guys can't get a fucking throne home and I got to bring it in a smart car, shame on y'all. Yeah. Tony's delivery service is right. I will deliver them to your house. I just know that's a burden on some people. But, so yeah, I think it'll be good. I think it'll be fun. It's something different to do. So that's why we're doing it. But I don't know. Thinking outside the box or trying to, and trying to put the fun back in it as much as we can. And that's where it all came from. Is just having a great time, fun, doing what we're doing. So, all right. All right, guys, we're an hour and 23 in. Let me jump over to the other side of the pool. Hang out with me. I'm still here. We're still going to do the same thing. I just got to get to the other side. Hang on. All right, guys, we are back on the deep end of the pool. Everybody, make sure your floaties are on both arms. Time for dark mode. Is the building/tech area getting changed? Dennis, yes. The big building that you guys used to come up to and get pay, do all that stuff, that will not be in use this year. It'll be the middle building that used to not be in use. So the smaller brown building will now be the only building that will be used at the track. More pitting, hopefully, once we get that tore down. Oh my God. Time for the dark mode. I've been saving a comment for the deep end. Come on with it, Ryan. What do you got? We are in the deep end. A floaty around your ankles and one in the left arm. Yeah, the new building will have all the other stuff. It'll just look like a barn. Scuba. Scuba got his first taste of PTs this weekend, so that was good. Just different. Definitely a different place to go and race. What are you doing, girl? What you got jammies on for? Huh? What are you doing? You coming in here with me for a minute? He's still trying to get his thong on. That's that would not be him. That would be Matt. Matt would be, you see yourself on there? That would be Matt. Jeremy hates cheesecake, and that's completely un-American. Jeremy Morris?
Oh, good Lord. I knew there was something wrong.
Mama's in here, too. She said, I knew there was something wrong with him. That is un-American. Yeah, that was a lot last night. That was hard to get rid of all that. He borrowed my slingshot, Matt said. Yeah, no shit. Scuba says he don't like it either. Kevin says, thanks, Mama. Munsterman says, I didn't even get a piece of cheesecake. Came back and it was gone. Oh. There was 2 whole cheesecakes there, bro. So, Jason said, I had a slice. Thank you, Christina. Wow, all that? Ryan says she spoiled all of us again. It was awesome. The office girls were happy to finish it off. Hell yeah. We were talking about that to make sure some of the guys or ladies there at PT's got some. So I'm glad you did that, Ryan. Hell yeah. Probably have a brown racing stripe when you get it back. Yeah. No. Yeah. You might. Mama says she's out. That comment, she said, I'm out. Moisture Nuts is fibbing a little. What? What's he fibbing about? I got my, see, Jake, I didn't know, I seen you digging on one the other night. I didn't know if it was for or against chocolate. You know how that goes, right? Some guys love it, some guys hate it. Man, that's interesting. I'm looking for the comment. Bleach that shit before you bring it back is what he's trying to say. So what's he fibbing about? Oh, you did not? Oh. He had to help Works get the container open. Yeah, there you go. What's up with that? You got caught up in it, Brian. Guys, that means absolutely nothing. It's just fun. It started at the Fall Brawl, right, Ryan? Or maybe before, I don't know. We got to talking about cheesecake, maybe on here or something, and Mama was, and she goes, "We're getting a cheesecake," and now it's just every week when we go racing, we bring a cheesecake. So it's just fun, something to do. Mama enjoys it, and we have fun with it. So, and everybody else except for Scuba and Jeremy enjoy it too. So that's good. That's what we like to see. A little camaraderie, a little building, and have fun. But what are you doing?
Don't talk to me like that. I will whip your ass.
First time Jake I came
hey, do them this Scuba and Jeremy like food? Because they're not bad. I just ate one.
Oh. So here it is. Mama just came in here. She said she just bought some prunes. Scuba and Jeremy, cheesecake's out. Prunes are in for you. Prunes are your deal.
I'll bring them for you. Pitted ones, so you don't have to eat.
Yeah, you don't have to eat the pit or nothing. She got pitted and everything. Ryan says, first time Jake and I came there, cheesecake for free. We all decided it was the best track in the country. Yeah. Yeah, that was probably when we had it in the shop as part of our meal.
And yeah, but remember they had like cookies or something earlier, and then they had cheesecake later.
Scuba said nope on the prunes.
Well, I'm going to bring him a Mountain Dew with prunes in it.
She's going to infuse your Mountain Dew, Scuba, with prunes in it.
With the shit for not liking cheesecake.
She chose violence tonight, didn't she? Well, yeah. You, Munsterman said she chose violence tonight, didn't she?
Hey, could have been last night.
Yeah, we had a conversation about that, and it could have been ugly last night, but everything was good. Mama's kind of Mama's like an on-off switch. You're in or you're out. There's no dim mode with her. So, but yeah, I think we had it inside, and then late in the night, first time you guys came out, and yeah. So then once she figures something like that out and knows there's a group that enjoys it, then she rolls with it. So that's where it's at. It's fun. But yeah, it's good. Other than that, guys, it's not a big this weekend was really cool. It was laid back enough. I made sure it didn't go to where she wanted it to. It was just a good time. Yeah. I'm back now. The chat will smell better. Well, we're in the deep end, Rick. So, that's good. We're going to talk a little bit about PTs, and it's nothing bad. It's just, it went where she wanted it to. I said that right. Oh, good. Yeah. She had a place that she didn't want that deal to go to, and I think that was pretty stern words about that. Indoors just different. Not bad, just different. Oh, took my 6-month shower. Nice. Well, good job, Rick. It's I don't know. Outdoor seems like it's more fired up. Indoor seems to be a little quieter. Last night there were some people getting a little loud. Jay and Silent Bob was getting kind of fired up, but for the most part, indoors a little quieter, a little more tame. we were talking about it last night in the slash race. You know, outdoor, we'd be yelling across the track and blah, blah, blah. So, you know what I mean? It would be different, but just kind of how we do, because I think the indoor is a little bit more, I don't even know what the word is. I don't want to say competitive because that's not it. I don't know. It just seems like it's a little bit more uptight, you know, maybe a little bit more, you got to be on point. And maybe there's a lot of tracks that probably that way. Jay and Silent Bob got yelled at a couple times. Yeah, I bet they did. Indoor, the sound carries more and echoes more. Yeah, but man, I don't know. It's not bad. It's just I think it was said last night too. Is it's just on point more. Like you have to be every time you're there. You have to be dead on. And the outdoor side of it, maybe because the people are spread more, it doesn't seem that much. Like the top 10 guys in the area might be at 2 different tracks. Outdoor equals freedom. You're right there too, Ryan. I think outdoor, if there happens to be a guy pitting, and I'm gonna use PTs because it's easy, right? Right inside the door as you're walking through the lower room at PTs, I've got to walk by him every time I go take a piss. And I don't really care to walk by him. Now, if I was outdoors, I could go the other way. You know what I mean? Or I could go around or something different. But I think that's part of it. Scuba said it's... now, this is Scuba being at PTs for the first time, but he's raced indoor before at Limestone a ton. So he says it's more mod atmosphere. There you go, Joe, if you're still awake and coherent. Agreed. Outdoors, you can hang out with your wang out. Very true, Kevin. But I don't know, man. Maybe that's it too. Maybe it's more of the tailgate, hang out, enjoy the day, enjoy the whatever. Different. It's just different. And I like them both. I mean, I've been to PTs how many times this year? Been to Slideways once. I've been to the Thunderdome a couple times. I've been to the Limestone a time or two. So it's not like I don't like it. It's just a different vibe indoors compared to outdoors. What's a wang? I don't know. Good old boys are used to being outdoors. Yeah, I don't know. It's just different. This is why we can't race. Nobody wants to see your little thing. Oh, man. In all honesty, I wasn't that excited to run PTs yesterday until we got there. I know they are long days with travel, but as the day went on, it was a good day seeing guys I haven't seen since summer. The race was good in my class. I didn't break anything, which was better than my last visit. And I didn't feel like throwing cards all the well. Yeah, I think it made a big difference. For me, it made a difference last night because the Kempton guys were there, right? We haven't raced together since summer, really. Jeremy, Scuba, myself, Munsterman, Jason, all of us haven't been in one spot to race since summer. So that was cool for me. Now, guys, when you go somewhere enough, people don't know. You know what I mean? People know so much. People know so much about you, and you start talking to more people, and there's always people to hang out with and bullshit with, which is 100% where I'm at. But it was fun to have everybody there. I agree, Jason. Huntsman says a Chinese athlete in the Olympics is Wang. Scuba says it got more laid back after the seeding rounds. Yeah, I think it did. I think once people kind of get it together and get all their shit together and know their car's going to actually go out there, it makes a difference. Someone has to. God knows all this cheating. I can't. My wife says, don't come here with your wang out. What's up, Chris? Kate says, I know there's been times outdoors that we have had some weird conversations that if we said them in the room at PTs, people might be disappointed with us. Well, yeah. Agreed. I think it's more private or which is good and bad. Get out of here. Which is good and bad. You know what I mean? In my opinion. But yeah, it's just different. Kevin Smith said I had to. It's attached to the cage in the front of my car, my sprint car. Yeah. Uh-huh. Keep keep working with that, Kevin. Indoor, the racing is more close, and there's so much beating and banging, and tempers fly. Man, Rick, I didn't see that. I don't see that at PTs. I don't see that as much as I think. I agree with you. At some tracks, it's that way, but I think you see that at some tracks, indoor, outdoor. It doesn't matter. But I think indoor is just, to me, it's. I've got to go by that guy I don't care to talk to. Several of us, Ryan says, several of us have said this. God, the mods, there you go, Joe, in there are tougher than trying to win the Chili Bowl. The other classes get the feeling the same way. All classes are full go and super competitive at the end of the day. Yes. Yep. Yeah, I think that's right, Ryan. I think everybody talks about it. If you go to PTs, right? You've heard about PTs. You've heard about it being such a great location. Some might call it premier. You know what I mean? And with that being said, you feel that pressure to be that great. Now, if I go out to, say you come out to Kempton, you know it's a shithole. So it doesn't really matter, right? You know you're going to some shithole track in the middle of nowhere, so you can be a little bit more laid back. And I think that's where the difference comes into it. You know what I mean? It's nice to hear that, and you make a trip over. Yeah, come on, man. Come on, Rick. Come over here one time, and I think we will change your opinion of a few things. 100% we will, Ryan. Talking to Rick about coming over to PTs, man. Just make a trip. I know it's a long trip. I know it's not cheap, and you might need to stay out because it's going to be a long, long day. But man, make one trip on a club night with 185 cars and just enjoy the night. It's so crazy, the difference. Christina, my wife, that's my wife. She says, "Listen, if I don't want to talk to you, I won't." 100%. That is her, guaranteed. Scuba says it is. I assume that's as we're talking about being a premier facility. What about your midgets? Midget don't need that wing for that little thing. There you go. Kevin says, I feel like I've heard that before. Yes, and good old boys. Scuba's right. I mean, me and Scuba said I heard not a week ago and was talking about that. You know, good old boys. I'm okay with that. And we talked about it last week. Ryan says, your track ain't no shithole. Quit saying that. When we decided to come there once, a few texts and half the best showed up. We went after it, and then more came the second time. It was badass. I understand, Ryan, and thank you for that. But mine's just, you know what I mean? Like, I'm okay with it being just this little hole in the wall, nothing. You know, like some of the best bars guys have ever been to are just some hole in the wall in the middle of nowhere because you can just enjoy the day. And that's where I want it to be. My wife says I'm not an asshole. Well, some days, if you need to be. The thing is, guys, I really sat down and said, hey, what do we need to do to make this place a little bit more on the up and up and competitive? And the other side of it was, man, I don't want that. I just want to be able to just come out and everybody enjoy it. And if that turns some away, it turns some away. You know what I mean? Good old boys, very simple. You know what I mean? Rick says, when's the next race? And is Joe still up to loaning me a loaner? I'm sure Joe is. And it is March 7th. Where? Oh, at Kempton Speedway? Kempton Speedway is the 9th of May. If you're going to PTs, I'm sure Joe will too, but we'll figure something out. If not, we'll get you something. Guaranteed. You let me know you're going to be at PTs or my track, Rick, and I'll have you something to race. Even if it's a / street stock. He says, it's simple track. I'm taking it plain and simple. Yeah, it is. We're just good old boys to have a good time. Kevin says he's an asshole. Well, some days. Last club race, yeah, is March 7th. There you go. Joe Payne's in here. The word mod hasn't been said. There's you another one. Mod hadn't been said enough. He's still awake. Joe says, I got you, Rick. And it's jumping. I got you, Rick. Buggy, street stock, or slash? Man, depends on who's there. I would do slash. Just me. This, man, just not as, it's competitive, but not as cutthroat, in my opinion. Munchman says, I agree with Ryan. I know what you mean when you say it, but your track is not a shithole track. Well, I understand. My wife's disagreeing with Kevin. I agree, but I'm never going to call it the Taj Mahal by any means. Someday soon, you're going to be running one heat in a main because you have so many racers on site. Yeah, Friday nights we do that, but the reality of it is, right, on a Saturday, we're going to, because we have to be so late, at some point we have to do that, and it's going to suck because I feel like one heat in a main is not enough for $20 or whatever you pay to race. No, it's to my simple track. And if someone wants to look down on Kempton Speedway, fuck them. Yeah, I don't really have much of that, to my face, but it's probably they look down on me more than the track, and that's fine too. But the reality of it is man, if you ain't never been here and you ain't never enjoyed it, then it's hard to say anything about it. You know what I mean? Ryan said, I respect him for being humble. Do you, I'll do a slash lead. Yeah, that's it. We'll drive 4 hours. Yeah. Yeah. Dennis came up for Fall Brawl. So yeah, there's room in the hobby. There's room in the hobby so ultra competitive and casual. Yeah. Oh yes, 100%, Tommy. There is two totally different sides of the realm, and I promise you, it's okay to be both. Right? Like we talked about a couple weeks ago. There's guys that get tired of every week having to be on point. And I was talking to one of them last night a little bit, and I'm like, man, just like I said earlier, just grab a slash. Run a slash, man. Just run a class that who cares? If you win, lose, or draw, just have fun with it. And remember why you're doing it. And then when your buggy or when your late model or your sprint's not working right, you can still play around with that car and have a great time. And you don't have to do any work on it. But yes, the casual track or the hillbilly track, the good old boys track, and then the ultra competitive track they're both available and they're both needed. Now, I'm trying to think here. I think there's a lot of tracks that come around as ultra competitive depending on what's there. And I think the bigger the race, the more competitive. But then the next week, we're finding that balance at High Road. Yeah, Tommy, I think we'll get back to that, okay? This might help with that thought process a little bit. And this is just my ideas, guys. You can hold my feet to the fire. I don't give a shit. They're fireproof. I'm going to use Brad's for an example. When a big race is a Brad's, the competitive level is higher, and you can feel it. You can see it. The guys are a little bit more uptight on the driver's stand, right? Now, when you go to a club night or Friday Night Lights race there, it's a lot more laid back. So that's cool that he has that. But I think like the J Concept race will be big. Obviously the points championship deal he's doing this year in September, that'll be big. Big name races with big names on the billboard will make that track the ultra competitive track. But I really think those same guys can really enjoy that track in a laid-back, casual manner if it's a smaller event. I think all of the outdoor tracks are that way. So I think that's where that went. You know what I mean? Like, I think all outdoor tracks. I don't have any big name races because I don't care to do them. Well, I'll do them if somebody wants to do one, but um, the big name races, when they come to a track, it brings the more competitive side of it. You know what I mean? Where PTs, in my opinion, and just the way it is, Slideways is kind of that way too. You have such a number that you got to be on point, and you're racing against some of the best. So therefore, no matter what class you're in. Jason says, track question for PTs, what was the difference from last night? I was comparing times for the midgets and the buggy street stocks, and they were definitely slower this week. Rick says, PTs is a 5-hour drive for me, one way, and I have to have a race at Demon on the 8th. I'm second in the points and 3 points back. Oh, yeah, well, I go points racing, buddy. You got time. Make it to Illinois either this winter or next summer, and this coming up summer, and race some Illinois. I'm telling you, it's as much about the group of guys that you hang out with and race it with as it is the track. Do a shithole 100 shootout at Kempton. We're doing the shit show first week. First race is called the shit show. They said I couldn't do it. I'm doing it. Ryan says the backstretch was blowing out and not having as much grip in the corners. For Jason's question about PTs. And Kevin Smith says the track was cold. I was just talking to some guys in the late models, and that 3 and 4 at that track, we talked about it on here before, 3 and 4, whenever the day gets longer and you're in D's, DC, B, and A mains, the track is going to cool off down that end a ton, and you're going to lose grip. Because the door comes open, it pulls draft through it and cools that end off. Kevin says heat wasn't on point because we got fooled with outdoor temps. Track was cooler and the dirt wasn't biting as hard. Rick says, nice, I'm planning on making the fall brawl. Yeah, come on, man. Plus, it pushed up to the top for quite a while. Yeah, the track and the back was blowed out really bad. I mean, not like unraceable. They got it where we can make it happen. Guaranteed. Who said you couldn't do the shit show? Was supposed to be a shit show last year. Well, that's why it wasn't, Scuba. Because I was told nobody would come to a shit show race. So that's why I made it the reboot. And then this year I just said, fuck it. We're doing a shit show. Well, we definitely had enough heat in the... Yeah. Yeah. That, man, I can't pit in there. Of course, I like where Joe pits. I like on that outside where I can watch the track too. Track temp definitely plays a huge role. Yeah, Mike knows too. Down at Slideways, same way, right? And Ryan's talked about it on here, and I didn't even think about it because I always thought indoor, was different. But yeah, the moisture, like even on concrete, the change in temperature really changes how the track reacts. Asley, are you guys on concrete down there, or are you dirt all the way down? Oh, man. Yeah, you tried, didn't you, Munsterman? Ryan says my fat ass was cooking by the hot laps. Yeah. Yeah, it was warm in there. You just come over there to Cheater's Corner. It's cooled off in there. We can't get it too hot over there at Cheater's Corner because all the topics are pretty hot. Warms it up. Track is dirt all the way down. Okay, yeah. So yours makes a big difference, too, in a different way. You don't have the concrete holding, or not, but moisture content's got to be crazy. And the amount of moisture that can come up and the change in temperature, most definitely. So, yeah, that's cool. I like them when they're all the way down. It doesn't really matter to me, 6.5 dozen the other, but I think it's pretty cool whenever you're full on dirt, no limits, and you can go as deep as you need to. The Demon Carpet track is laid out on concrete basketball court, and definitely tell when it's warm or cold. Guys, you don't think people don't think about it, the temperature changing it even on indoor, and I didn't until we started talking on here. And I know it's my podcast, it's in my opinion, but guess what? I learn shit every day here too. Every Sunday when we're talking. And one of the huge things that I learned was The indoor tracks, though, you think they're all the same. They're not. The dirt, the temperature inside the building, the temperature of the dirt, the way the dirt on the underneath side of it changes, the way the concrete sweats or doesn't sweat, or builds temperature, doesn't build temperature. It all changes everything. Oh, it's so crazy. I felt like the heat was blowing across, hitting the beam in the ceiling, blowing straight down. Well, you should have moved out there where I was. It was nice and cool out there. Anthony said that's why you put a subfloor down for the carpet. What do you have under yours, Anthony, as far as a subfloor? Just like OSB style? What do you have? Just FYI, I don't. It's it affects the charging batteries where Caden and I were pitting. We have people monitoring using heat guns to monitor the temps. I did it once. It was 71 degrees. I got an infrared camera that I'd like to bring down to PTs next time just to see what the difference end to end is. With an infrared camera, you can see so much more. You're not worried about the little pointer, right? You can see the image. Oh, that'd be interesting to see, though. That I'd just like to see just because. Yep, there it is. Yep, straight in the face and the tits. That's 3/4 inch on 2x4s with. Oh, nice. That's cool. I assume they had that something like that at Thunderdome. I would assume. I know the bank obviously is not on the ground, so that makes a difference. But I would assume Thunderdome has something underneath theirs. Maybe not, but hell yeah. I never thought of that either, Anthony. You guys, Rick and Anthony, talking about carpet. I never thought about that, but that's the same. That's the same deal. You know what I mean? Our building doesn't get heat until Saturday morning, and if it's really cold, Friday night. Yeah. Does that help that? Pasley, you think that helps it? Or, I mean, I assume it's just because that's what you do, but how, you think that the humidity would be higher if you heated it longer, right? If it was stupid warm in there, the humidity would be crazy and be interesting to see what the change is. Just think if the track was in the small room that Brian and them are talking about, and it was that warm in the whole area at PT's, how much humidity would be in the air if you really watered it in? Very interesting. That's all stuff you just don't think about, you know what I mean? Now, like Anthony's track, I would assume it probably keeps a pretty constant temperature, and the run line might get warmer, right? But if you're raining, yeah, you see a cloud come over, like the tropical rainforest. But I never thought about that. But I think the run line would probably change temperature a little bit, which I think does anyway. But other than that, that'd be interesting to see the difference in the tracks, how they change. I would assume Anthony stays pretty much the same year round, or whatever he sets it to. Wait till you get to trackside. The humidity is pretty high there. Yeah, that'd be interesting to see. That may be something that we could do once they get a permanent place. Right now, it's in a community center. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could do something with it, but I need to wear fire suit pants and when I stand by the... Yeah, no shit. Got a lot of torpedo heaters. Where were we at? Four Rocks ran them. 45 on race when not racing and 65 to 68 on race day. Now, Anthony, what is your track temperature stay about what your inside temperature is? Ryan says they're in a different situation than others. For PTs, they can heat all week if needed. Sideways is at the mercy of the fair board, so they heat when they can without going broke on propane costs. Yeah, two different approaches to give their guys the best possible surface. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I understand that. I think, you know what, though? Obviously, it works. You know what I mean? Like, they're both really good surfaces. So, that's how that works. You know what I mean? You figure out what you have to do, and then and make it happen. But yeah, PT's definitely with running the business right there. They have a advantage of keeping it at a certain temperature anyway. Because on something like tonight and tomorrow, I bet Slideways, if there's any moisture, well, that's building temp. Okay, yeah, I see it. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, that's the difference in the surfaces. And once you figure out how to manipulate that to give a good surface, you got something. You know what I mean? They both do all they can. Exactly why we can talk about having 300 plus cars every weekend in Illinois. 100% they do. 100%. Yep. You know, and in all honesty, every track does. Whether you're talking these two tracks that we're talking about, or we're talking about these two tracks, including, and then we include the other indoor track in Illinois that is dirt, and that would be that I see as limestone. You know, I know Jeff and those guys up there that are helping Jeff get that together every week are putting in work too, for the high bite side. And it's just they have a whole nother setup, you know what I mean? In high bite and how they do it and how things work. So it's everybody figuring out exactly what they have to do. And we can talk about outdoor racing, but the reality of it is all winter there are guys busting their ass just like we do in the summer to get tracks going. And whoever does it, it doesn't even matter. I know Cole does a bunch down there Cole Rhodes does a bunch down there at Slideways. I know Paul and Tom work a lot at PTs, and Jeff and Tom and Tommy and all those guys, they work hard up there at Limestone. So it takes a group to get it done anyway, no matter if you're indoor or outdoor. Kim says, when we were racing our track in Pontoon Beach, Illinois, we ran silicones. At the end of the night, we would water the track, then cover with plastic, then took a roller around it to seal it. The next race day, we just pull the plastic off and race. That's interesting. I think if you could put in floor heat, like you could do in concrete, that would be the best way to go dirt indoor. But indoor dirt. Yeah, I think dirt. You think in the dirt? That'd be interesting. Just trying to keep a solid temperature. Talking to some of the other guys that are on here, there's about 20 or 25 of us in here. How much? Yeah, that'd be interesting. But let me ask you this. Guys that are into this, like Ryan and Jake, that's guys that I know that are daily talking about this. I know there's tons of other guys. How much do you guys really... and Kevin would be involved in this too, with his comment especially. How much do you guys really tune for track temperature? Do you just understand, hey, as the temperature goes down, my bite is going to go down also? Or if you could keep a constant temperature in a track, how much would that affect tuning on some of these cars? What do you guys think? I would assume it would help, but when you keep temperature, another question is, when you keep temperature the same, say you're going to run the track at 60 degrees with heated, tubing through it, and you're going to keep it at 60 degrees, and this is all hypothetical, guys, would it then dry the track more too? Would that be a dry out problem? Just questions I have. I don't know if that's even relevant, but I just wonder how much that would affect the track if you could keep it at 63 degrees all the way through. Tony's Wheels Attorneys have 4 water heaters tubing the track. We'll run outdoors all season in Kempton. Well, you never know. You never know what happened. Man, batteries. You talk about heat and the batteries problem. The only problem I have is the batteries. I am not putting a building over this deal. 1, they won't let me in town, and 2, I'm not doing it. Yeah, I don't know. I wonder how that is. I just wonder how much. I mean, obviously the grip would go away, but I wonder if the constant temperature would hurt water content too. The other thing, Bo, talking about that, what happens if a guy were to do the exact same thing, but make it a soaker style hose in the ground to water it from the inside? Kevin says, listen, I won't bullshit. With the little cars, I have not thought that deep, yet others, other than how quick or not quick getting heat in the tires. Big cars, it was always huge to take into consideration. Okay. Yeah, I didn't know. And I understand that too. Obviously, you would have more of a constant heat in the tire too, right? I mean, I didn't think about that side. Not only the track maybe getting cold to go away, maybe affecting how the dirt drives together, packs together, I guess I should say. Ryan says, yeah, track temps matter. There's something people don't think about. Say we get to PTs at 8 a.m. and the doors open at noon. If your tires are in the bed of your truck, yeah, you are behind. And if your cars and shock oil are in the bed of the truck, they are then thicker. Yeah. Yep. It'd turn to mush around the hose, wouldn't it? And cause a groove in the track. I wonder. Yeah. I don't think it would be. It would have to be very, not a, I don't think it had to be a real soaker hose. I think it had to be like quarter inch. You know what I mean? Very small and very close together. That's why tires always stay in the heat. Yeah. Yep, I think so too. I think that's bigger than what people think it too, right? I think how it's transported is even transported. You know what I mean? I think that's crazy. If you want to get that deep in it, if you're just out to have a good time, that's a different story. But if you're really digging, Dan, what's up, buddy? What's up? Well, you're an RC dirt over racer when your car gets more bath time than your dog. Yeah. But what are you interesting on? What are you going with that? Which part? Probably didn't have help having all the gears setting in line to get in the, yeah. Yep, that's another side of it. You know what I mean? Like everybody standing there waiting. Tire warmers seem like 3 people with them at Islands a couple weeks ago. They do not allow tire warmers at PTs. It says I run a 30 weight shock oil my late model year round. I just roll my eyes and turn around. Yep. Yeah, I think that's for the guys like where you guys are at, right? I'm sure there's guys out there, Ryan, we all know it, that are running something that they're just out there trying it, they don't know any different. But once people, if the guy races every weekend and understands it and there's a different scenario for that. But yeah, I don't know, Brian. I think a ground hose would be good. 2 tires under my armpit and 2 tires. Why? You just said you were in the hottest place in the building. Heated pit mats are no longer allowed at PTs either. Don't ask how I know. Yeah, Joe. That's crazy too. Whoever thought that would be so big? Tire warmers and that kind of stuff. I mean, it all helps, but it's just weird that it's such a big deal. I don't know. I think it'd be pretty cool to put very small hose under the track. We all have decided to follow rules and not use tire warmers. There's another thing not in their rules, Joe. Yeah, rules and not use. What's that? The heated pit mats are not allowed. That's not actually in the rules. Is that what you're talking about, Ryan? Or is there something else? Yeah, I don't know that. I don't know. I get it. I mean, I know why guys are doing it. Tire temp and tire, the tire is the most important thing on the car almost. I don't remember what number Jake put on it at the deal, but I want to say it's like 80. You know what I mean? 80% of the car, I think he said, or something like that, is the tire, because that's what's putting the power to the pavement, right, or to the dirt, and that makes a big difference, and then you're trying to get any little advantage you can to get a good start. I think after a little bit it gets better, right? I mean, you build tire heat. Rick's question there: can you build tire heat by swaying back and forth like they do in the big cars, or I do it sometimes? I don't know. I've never tested it, so I don't know if it really does build heat any faster or not. So it'd be very interesting to know how could you build what would work best to build heat in the car, besides spinning them off, obviously. But I don't know. It's weird how sometimes the track goes away after you get some in it too. I don't know. Very interesting. All stuff that you think about. Motorama, the cars got better when the tires warmed up during the heats. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't watch any of the Motorama stuff. I didn't, like I said, I was on the road and I didn't watch it during the week, honestly. I should have probably, but I didn't. It sounds bad. I really wanted to go to Motorama, but I had to work, and after I had to work and wasn't going, I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to be not worried about that. So I kind of checked out. How many do they have over there in the oval side? I was just trying to look it up real quick. Motorama. Northeast Nationals. 365, 180 drivers. 364 and 180. So, yeah. Ryan says, no, that does not work for swaying. But definitely something to think about. How can you work that in? Do you have to live with it for a little bit? Do you worry about how much you put in there to, Rick says it's fun though. How much thought do you put into that though as you get ready? Batteries and, what's up, Weasel? Batteries and tires under the heater out in the truck. Yeah. Find a warm spot for them. To help, get what you can get. The only problem you run into that is if batteries are checked with ambient temperature, Weasel, but tires for sure. And we're at a no dope track like PT's, and PT's no dope. So Weasel, you need to come to PT's. Oh, they're probably racing the same weekend at Limestone, so that won't work. You need to get in outdoor mode already. So yep, just had to sit our stuff on the top shelf Saturday. Yeah, you guys are in the blast furnace area, so that's good. But yeah, Slideways no dope also. Yeah, yep, Slideways no dope. PT's no dope. Limestone, I'm sure you can, is another one I want to hit. Yeah, Limestone's good. It's just high bite, just different. Is Limestone dope or no dope? We'll be down there on the 7th. PT's on the 7th, huh? I'm sure we'll be there if I'm not busy. Maybe if I am, I'll just come down anyway. But we'll see. Is Limestone? Well, we don't know. They probably don't have a schedule out that far. Is Limestone racing March the 7th? Tom, anybody know? No. Get some more guys out there. I'm sure they don't have the schedule that far out. March 6th, no racing. Friday night, March 7th, they're off. Hell yeah. March 7th is open. Weasel, let's go. Let's go to PT's. They dope it at Limestone, yeah. That's a whole nother segment to talk about too. Should outdoor tracks allow dope or not? You can't have foam tire and no dope. I didn't know if you had I didn't know if you could on rubber tire though. I guess that'd be probably hard to police. 7th is the duels. Oh yeah. Are they racing the same night as the duels? At PT's? Is that what somebody said? I thought Kevin Smith said PT's was racing the 7th. Is that right? Help me out here, girls. I'm looking right now. I want your... Oh, they are. They're racing club race that night. We will be at the duels. Never mind. No, they are racing. You're right, Kevin. March 7th is the race at PT's, last club race. I think a lot of people will be up. Let's see. Justin Atkinson was right. You guys might want to mark that down. Tire sauce at Limestone's, plenty of dopes at all the track. March 7th closed for new installation. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. I seen he did some work up top, some repairs. So that's good. No dope, make racing clean again. There's an unpopular opinion on no dope tracks. Should cut down on how many tires you need. Not the truth. Now you need 4 sets of fresh dope per car. Yeah, we were talking about that when I pulled up and was eating lunch actually on Saturday. Scuba came out, and then we were talking. Matt stopped by. Moisture Nuts stopped by. And we were talking, and that's the thing. That's the thing about that is guys are just bringing extra sets of tires that are already doped and waiting. You got a set for medium pin or low pin, and then pretty much a very low pin that's already doped, waiting for the mains on them. You have a set that's doped that's full pin. You have a set that's doped that's half pin. Everybody's running quasis now, so you're buying a set of half pins or shorts, and then you're running them down or sanding them down, and then doping them and waiting for the mains if you need that tire. I agree, Ryan. I don't think the no dope helps tire use. I think no dope, you're still buying a ton of tires, and you're just making it happen from there. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. We get into the money thing a lot on this deal, and it's really not about the money. I said it here from day one, it's about the people, but the reality of it is, guys, this is not a cheap hobby. If you want to get in cheap, you buy a cheap car and you just have fun with it. But if you're getting in to be fast and want to continue to be faster, you're going to spend money. Now, if you want to run a slash three stock, you can run that same tire for 10 years if we allowed the old tire, but we don't anymore. But still, I think a lot of them, the hot laps, the DEs, they all last a long time. So it doesn't really matter. Tommy says dope gets in the dirt and you'll never get it out. Yep, agreed. You'll mix it in. You know, that's all you do. Kevin says, unfortunately, I'm on shift that Friday, so I'm locked into PTs and no duels this year. Well, that's some bullshit. We're going up. Me and the wife are going to go up, hang out, see what that's about. I don't know, it's just me and her, so we don't have the baby, and I think the boys are staying home, so it'll be just me and her hanging out, and we'll go see what's up. I've never been there. I've never been to trackside. Like I said, I've heard the atmosphere there is great, so I want to go check it out, see what it's about for these guys, and then we're going to go from there. I learned something, hopefully learn something. So, but yeah, I think I asked the other night, I said, does an outdoor track, should they need to start no doping? And would that help would that help the rubber up problem? But I think the reality of it is you're going to have dope in it anyway. My shit sucks at trackside. The keg of spotted cow. Better be ready. Yeah, no shit. Okay, so yeah, I don't know, man. We're going to go up. Like I said, I've never been. So let's go check it out, see what's up. What are the duels? I'm a little slow. So it's at trackside. They run 2 tracks, a high bite and a loose-ish. It'll probably come in pretty quick, but from what I understand, I've never been, so I don't know. But that's where that is. But it's up trackside. They run 2 races same time. You're running both of them, one track on one side, another track on the other side, from what I understand. Oh, Ryan says, seems like the big tire classes, which should be cheaper to run. You can dope a lot more without causing expenses. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the big tire stuff, and like I said, I hope that comes around some, but I'm not sure if it will. But that would be really, really good to see how that works. If we get just get us a slash class back, and keep a B mod around, in my opinion, would be really good. And that is a less expensive class because you're not tearing tires up as much. It's weird because they're so heavy, but the tires so much beefier, in my opinion. Munchman says, spotted cow, I may have to make some trips up there. Yeah, come up. Kevin said, Trackside Hobbies has a very popular 2 oval races, foam and rubber tire. There it is. Ryan's on board for the keg of spotted cow. Want to know if Chase is selling tickets. I think it's I don't know. I just think it's gonna be a good time. I think everybody will. It's just something different. You know what I mean? Like, it's just something that you don't see every week. So, all right, guys, we're 2.5 in. We're gonna rip. Guys, thanks for hanging out tonight. It was a good show. We'll do it again next week. I'll put out a post probably tonight or tomorrow about, let's try to get your comments in, get questions in, get anything you got, positive or negative, guys. This conversations that we have on here, sometimes they are negative, but those negative ones are the hard ones to have. I owe Chase some love. Probably should pay for the first keg. Oh, the first keg? There's gonna be multiples. Is that what you're saying? But the hard conversations and the negative stuff that we talk about sometimes, we try to balance that out with some positives. So if you guys have any comments, questions, anything we can talk about, get it done. Looks like you're getting snow this Wednesday, Friday. Hell yeah, let's go. let's get. I'd take some snow. Ryan needs to push some more snow. Ryan said he's way too young to be not pushing snow this time of year. We could get a foot or so Wednesday night and then Thursday. Ryan would be real happy. So yeah, so guys, put it out there. Put your comments out there. Oh, I did junk. Well, oh yeah, you're right, Ryan. I forgot all about that. I didn't. We were just talking about it the other night, but because you guys were in the same heat again. You and Chase were in the same heat again last week or this week, and I thought, oh man, I don't want to see a recap of that. Not that it would probably is ever going to happen again, but I thought, oh. How lucky is that, you two getting the same heat again to be beating on each other if it happened. So, and Big Red needs to put in some work. Yeah, there you go. Ryan's pushing snow, guys. He won't be at the duels. It's going to snow in Illinois and snow him out. I know he's over motherfucking me right now. But anyway, that's what's up, guys. We're out. We'll see you guys next week. Same place, same time, same everything. We'll hang out again, bullshit some more, cause some trouble, and have a great time. I'm out. I'll see you guys at a track in the next week or two. If not, I'll see you guys at the duels.
Thanks for listening to In My Opinion. Don't forget to join us live every Sunday at 7 p.m. Central on Kempton Speedway Facebook page. Catch our highlight show dropping Wednesdays on RCU Radio's YouTube, Spotify, and all major platforms. Please like, share, and subscribe. We appreciate your support, and I'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to another great podcast on the RCU Radio channel. Please like, subscribe, and tell your friends to join the channel for more RC content. RCU Radio. We cover it all.